Hey guys, if you were watching Raw last night, you probably noticed it was a much better show than it was on that opening night. So I think they probably listen to fans. And what happens is, I'm sure WWE goes online, they go on YouTube, they go on Twitter, X, or whatever, they go on all these different social media platforms and they figure out what people are saying. If you notice, they're very reactive to what goes on in the fan base. WWE does not waste time dragging on stuff they don't think their fans like or appreciate. So, as you noticed, a lot of the things people were complaining about on last Monday's Raw, which was, that opening Raw for Netflix, we complained. I complained. I think I did a few videos on it. Everybody complained about it. It was great from the corporate perspective. It probably made the Netflix executives happy, their shareholders happy, WWE shareholders happy, all their management and all their people happy. I'm sure they're all happy. Everybody that has a share of the pie is making happy. People making money are always happy. So those people absolutely happy how things turned out last week. And it was a celebration. I think last week was a celebration and a show just for executives and Netflix. This week around, this was for the people. This is what people wanted to see. This is what everybody wanted to see. We saw a few more matches. We saw matches that we were interested in. We saw things that weren't as hokey, dragging out, and crazy. So we're very excited to go forward next week and see what happens. They did a good job listening. So hopefully they continue to listen and we see a better Raw emerge as it goes on. One thing that caught me off guard was it was 2 hours, where we keep hearing, okay, a 3 hour format, a 3 hour format. It kind of caught me off guard. That was only 2 hours. Could have they used that extra hour? I would have stayed up for it, right? I think it was 2 hours, was it? Anyways, it could have just been a bit longer. Some of those matches were pretty good. And if they kind of doubled down on doing bring out a bit more popular guys, do a few more matches, do a few quick matches, just keep on kind of doing it. The whole thing with Penta, I'll tell you, I'm going to do a whole video on that. Okay. But I think, sometimes they need to get out of the let's make a big show out of it. That reminds me of the very Vince McMahon. You could see the little hamsters on the wheel running around in his head back in the days when he had an idea, and this seemed like one of his type of ideas with Penta. And I will discuss that. Okay, we'll do one more about that. But I just wanted to say, Raw was a much better Raw. It was a much cleaner Raw. It felt much cleaner. Just it was something good to watch. It was engaging. It wasn't like that last one, which was an absolute snooze fest. So good for WWE. Thank you for listening to the fans and making it much better. Looking forward to the next one. And as we go on, we'll see what happens with the time, right? Because you keep hearing 2 hour, 3 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour. Where are we? Are we 2 hours? Are we 3 hours? What are we doing going forward? So we can kind of figure that out and plan. What's SmackDown doing? 2 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours. I don't know, right? Because every time they say something, it seems like something else happens. So, until next time, guys, have a good one. Keep body slamming each other.